All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 49 of An Evening with 112. This is the first stream of 2026. Woo, right? Right? Everyone's excited. Hopefully, everyone's having a good start to the year. Before we get into the show, I do want to give a thank you to everyone that showed up to the last stream of 2025, everyone that I sent invites to. Um, it was a really enjoyable stream. Unfortunately, StreamYard fucked up towards the end and I wasn't able to get in, but Justin Booth was kind enough to jump in and stall for me until I was able to get everything back up and running again. So shout out to Justin Booth. But besides that, it's been a pretty good fucking start to 2026. I'm not gonna lie. Um, so, but yeah, thank you to Miss Virgo, GB, Woody, uh, Tony Fox, and of course, Fumbling Through the Galaxy for hopping on, Justin Booth for hopping on, Mython the Python for hopping on. That was his first stream on my channel since we did our sit down. So yeah, it was really enjoyable. I hope everyone had a good time. At one point there was like 17 people watching, which was crazy. Um Once I've never had the numbers hit that high before, so like where we're at right now, I'm okay with, but like once it gets past 10, then I start getting a bit anxious. And then once it starts hitting about 20, then I start getting more anxious because I don't want to say something and then, it fucks up the stream and everything. But yeah. And then, of course, everyone that stopped by to watch me unbox that beautiful, where is it? That beautiful, beautiful piece of art. That beautiful work of art that sits proudly on my shelf. Every time I look at it, it just reminds me of the 2 weeks of labor and overtime I put in to get that. But anyway, I'm gonna stop ranting. I'm gonna get into the chat here because there are some people chatting. So of course the warden has shown up. Miss Virgo is here to keep order in the chat. She said, "Let's fucking go. Let's go." Jay Gonza's here from the LVC. Stu is also here. What's going on, Stu? Mr. Morales was here. What's going on? Said, put some tape on the count. I enjoy stopping by. You have good energy. Oh, well, thank you, Stu. I appreciate that. Alpha Red's here. He heard the call of the the plastic perverts. Signal went up and Alpha Red stopped by. He knew he had to come by here. The plastic pervert alarm was ringing. Kaz, what's going on, Kaz? So yeah, I had a couple of things show up in the mail like in the past week. The Robo Skull was one of them. The Super Action Stuff vending machine, which I did shoot a video for. I really like it, man. I really like the Super Action stuff. Those little packs that he does, I really like them. I love the arcade machines. I have both of them, and I always meant to do a review on them, and I never did. But I'm contemplating doing just a whole video just covering the Super Action stuff because I know I talked about the food packs and stuff like that, but I haven't really talked about the arcade machines. But I mean, the fact that for I think these were like 35, I think $35, or one of them was 35, one of them was 40. But not only do you get an arcade machine that lights up, and it is 1/12 scale and has like the little coin, insert coin slots painted, but it also has the whole cabinet is got like a really cool artwork. These are just made up games. They're not based off anything, but I mean, the fact that you could just have these light up, put them in the back of the Dio, back of your photo shoot. But it also came with some other stuff. Like it comes with a little camera, and you can change out the lenses. It has an iPad, a Nintendo Switch, some headphones, drumsticks, a whole bunch of stuff. So it's cool. See, Red City definitely had to he definitely had to stop by. So yeah, they have a whole bunch of stuff. So maybe I'll do a whole overview instead of just doing separate reviews and just cover everything in one big video. But there's that, and then of course the infamous Maximum Deadpool. I had to order this thing 3 times from Amazon. The first one I got was broken. Half the accessories were missing. The box was ripped open. They shipped it in a plastic bag and then threw it in an Amazon box. Second one, the tracking didn't update. So third time's a charm. I did change out some things on mine. So I switched out the swords because those fucking swords suck. I replaced the handguns. So I put Marauders handguns in there. And then the other thing I did was I repainted the unmasked head because it just didn't have fucked up parts of his skin. So I repainted that, and that looks so much better. Because Hasbro got so used to doing the digital printing on everything that instead of painting the texture of the skin on Deadpool like they've done for years, they just did the digital print. And so like the way that they did his smile, since they digital printed that, it kind of blends in with the face and it doesn't look right. So I did a little bit of painting before I went to bed last night, sealed it, and now this is what it looks like. So now it looks significantly better. So yeah, will I do a video, like a review on him? I don't know, just because the fact that I had to do that much to him just to get him to just to get it to a point where it's like, yeah, he feels more like a Maximum figure. And then some of the gummy joints. So he's a fucking mess. He's a mess. He's a good figure, but he's not $60. So I would say if he goes on sale at some point this year, I'd say pick him up. But yeah, for $60, I wouldn't recommend it. So anyway, we got to get into the fuck shit. You know how it is. We have to get into the fuck shit. And what I mean by that, I mean the figure news. So we're going to get into that now. I probably should have saved the pickups until later, but oh well, we're switching up the format today. So Alfred said Maximum disappointment. He's not a bad figure. He's just not that like Maximum series like price point that they're charging. It's just ridiculous. So let's see, where did we leave off last? Because we definitely talked about the Oni girl, which she sold out. I didn't realize this was like a limited release thing, but apparently she sold out. So I don't understand that. But I did check Bombus B, or no, I checked it was either Bombus B or it was Gundamit that still has her in stock. So if you're interested, you could put down your deposit for her, but she's like 100 and something. I was like, I don't know if we got 100 and something dollars worth of a figure here. Don't get me wrong, she's nice looking. All right, she's a nice looking figure. She's a nice looking lady, but I don't know if for really getting $100 and something worth of a price point there. But this is another monkey. So they're doing test shots for, I guess, one of the new bodies that they're doing. I don't know what's going on with that pose. But yeah, I guess they're switching to another body, which is interesting because the one that they used for the monkey gun girl was fine. Like the articulation was fine, but I guess if they want to switch up the articulation, I guess there's no paint on the figure, so that one, these ones probably won't be painted, so you could just pop a head sculpt on it and get some soft goods clothes and just put that on there, and it should be fine. We get some McFarlane Toys stuff, DC stuff, Blackhawk. What do you call this guy? Cockring, Mr. Cockring, or something like that. The only real cool one here, I would say, is Professor Pig, just because I don't even think in the DC Classics line did he get a figure, so this might be the first time he's getting a figure. But it's also an obscure Batman villain too, and he's like a serial surgeon. So it's cool. It's different. And then Zatanna, she looks okay. That wand is, I don't know what's going on there. The Detective Chimp is fucking hilarious though. I do get a little bit pleasure out of just seeing a chimpanzee with a fucking Sherlock Holmes hat and a jacket, like a suit jacket, a dress shirt, and a tie. Is just really funny. But other than that, I don't really know the character. This is cool. This is Mess Toys, so they did that symbiote. They did a couple of different Spider-Man figures, and these actually turned out really good. I haven't heard any real complaints, and they used the Revoltech formula, so, but I think they tweaked it a little bit, but not bad. I think so they're like $30 to $40. I think the symbiote Spider-Man was only 30 or 35, I think. And they put out their Mess Toys put out their symbiote Spider-Man before Revoltech did. So, and for like a quarter of the price that Revoltech is going to charge for it. So they're not bad, and you do get a nice amount of accessories. This is what, 5K Magic Craftsman suit. Oh, this is kind of cool. Is he like a alligator man? That's kind of cool. He's got a spear and shield. That's actually kind of cool. That's pretty cool. So I'm sure some people might be into that. Or is he based off of? Or is he based off an Egyptian god, maybe? That's pretty cool. So I guess if you already have the those Egyptian figures from Four Horsemen, then you technically have to get this. Wow. Alpha Red said he's passing on the Oni female figure, but I might get a Heartthrob Deluxe figure. You heard it first. Alpha Red's he's not getting the Oni figure, but he's doubling down. He's getting 2 figures for one. He's getting a 2-for-1 special, and he also said he's getting one of the Ramonki figures. He's not a bad figure, but he's got gummy parts, and I had to paint the face because it was. I am bummed. I waited a long time on the Fantastic Four movie figures. I did get the Silver Surfer, but I really want Sue and Ben. Maybe they'll show up at Ollie's. Maybe. Because usually the MCU stuff, well, depending on what MCU movie, usually they just show up at Ollie's, but maybe not. Sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. And Shane is in here. Welcome. Good morning. I'm sure you just woke up. Frank, what's going on? Replay squad, no problem. And then these are these damn toys. Okay, these are cool. They're kind of shonen figures. These look kind of cool. Oh, so you get them. Okay, so they're 89. The deluxe versions are 95. And I think you can buy them in sets of 3, but they seem to all have soft goods and the cape's wired. But do they have a deluxe? So what is the difference between like one accessory? So like one accessory is the difference. So they don't look bad. For what they are, they don't look bad. They seem to have the soft goods like Mezco. But I don't know. It's like 89 a piece. I do like this guy. He reminds me of the ending of the fucking guy from Big Trouble in Little China that blows up. That's the face is reminding me of. Oh shit, the eyes are. This has movable eyes, or maybe it's 2 different head sculpts. That's cool though, that there's like a drinking effect that comes out of the. That's cool. It's cool, but they're kind of a bit pricey. But they do look cool though, but I don't know, maybe if they were samurai, like if they were traditional samurai like Budo, like the classified Budo, then maybe I'd be like, maybe. But I don't know. There's not. Usually when it's like a deluxe figure, you're expecting a little bit more, and like 2 accessories is not really worth the like couple extra bucks. So not for me. This is cool though. This was kind of unexpected. So this is based off of a horror movie called Happy Death Day. It's like Groundhog Day, but the main character, she has to solve who. I think she gets murdered, and then she has to solve and figure out who murdered her. But every time she dies, it's like Groundhog Day. She like wakes up and like restarts her day every time she dies. So that's kind of the premise with this. But I'd rather wait for an ultimate. The cloth figures kind of suck. Like the cloth figures that they do, they don't really. They're like in their own scale and they look off whenever you put them next to like any NECA Ultimate figure. So if they do an Ultimate version of this, maybe, because the movie is pretty good. But I don't really like the cloth figures. The only exception I would say is Elvira, because the cloth Elvira that NECA did is actually a pretty good figure. And I don't really see them how they could have done her any other way, because if they had done like a sculpted dress, it just wouldn't have looked right. So the fact that they've done soft goods for every Elvira, it just works for her, but like everywhere else it just doesn't. And every time I go to Target and I see these, they just don't look right. So not for me. It's always a plus when figures can drink. That one thing in the bottom corner, yeah, that's the deluxe. That's it, just like a scroll, and that's it. Rough shot, what's going on? Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty disappointing. I think that was it. I mean, there's the boa from One Piece, but not a lot of people here are anime people, and I actually haven't watched One Piece, so unfortunately, I can't get excited over a character that I don't really know. But I am gonna do a quick look-see and see if there was anything on here. Oh, that's actually really fucking cool. Okay, I gotta show this because this is actually really cool. So if like any third party company is looking for shit to make, I'd love a set of Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang Clan would be awesome. I would love a Method Man, the RZA, Ghostface, Redman, ODB, because the Super 7 one is just not worth it. The Jizza, Raekwon, all of them. I would want like a nice set of all of them. So yeah, maybe, if we're making predictions for 2026, maybe there is like a third party company that will come around and will make like third party Wu-Tang Clan figures, because I don't see anyone else doing them except for Super 7 in terms of licensing. But I would love a set of the Wu-Tang Clan. Like, I don't really buy like the music artist figures, but Wu-Tang is an exception. So I kind of have to cave in for that. But I imagine this is AI, but this looks fucking awesome for AI. So yeah, I would absolutely love to get those as figures. I was scrolling and I found those, so Menjoza, what's going on, Menjoza? Somebody needs to make these happen. Def Jam, I would be down for that. I would be down for that. And there's a large enough base of people that would buy those if they did Def Jam figures. But I'm looking and I don't really I'm not really seeing anything. So maybe it's been, I mean, to be fair though, it's not even the first week of the new year, so it's understand. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, I was just talking about that too. That's Symbiote Spider-Man. So I guess they did post pictures of the symbiote Spider-Man. Which I like that Revoltech didn't just do the solid, just sleek. They kind of did the texturing of the symbiote through portions of the suit, so it's kind of not just a solid black. You can see like the texturing in there, which is cool. I kind of wish Hasbro would. I don't know. Maybe if they do that rumored symbiote Spider-Man for Maximum series, maybe they'll give. Maybe they'll care enough to do something like that, just to kind of make the Maximum line worth it. But it's cool. It's definitely cool. And then Woody and Gonzo. I think Gonzo. Oh no, Woody was the one that sent pictures of these in the group chat. So I guess Playmates still kind of has the turtle license right now. Maybe that little letter or statement they put out wasn't too terribly bad. But so we're getting a G.I. Joe Ninja Turtles crossover. So these are more old school design turtles. They look cool. The helicopter is kind of cool. I can't lie. That's actually really cool. And then the Ram cycle. So it's supposed to come with April O'Neil Scarlet, it looks like. So I can't tell if it's Scarlet with April O'Neil colors or if it's April O'Neil, but she looks like Scarlet. So I can't tell with this, but there's also going to be an Ostriker. So it looks like at least 3 vehicles. So that's kind of cool. I'm sure Gonzo is very happy about more turtle stuff. Him and Woody are turtle heads and they collect the Playmate stuff. So that's cool. Is this 1/12 scale? Oh, this is nice. LPZZ. Okay. So they. Oh, no, I'm thinking it in art. Or is LPZZ the same? I don't know. But this is the Arkham Knight in the Batman Beyond colors, which looks really cool. And then they're also doing Hush, and they're also doing those Dark Knights metal figures, which these look really nice. It's a lot of sculpt work going on there, so that's cool. And then we go from an anime that I didn't know to one that I do know. So, well, kind of. This is from the spin-off of My Hero. But it's cool that they're putting out figures. It's just the thing I have an issue with the figure arts My Hero stuff. If you don't care about anime, then this is just going to be me rambling about shit that you're not going to understand, which is fine. But what I don't understand is that for the price that they're charging for these, you could just buy the Revoltech versions and they have more articulation, more accessories, and they look more accurate to the anime. These look more accurate to the manga since they're more manga style, and the other ones are more anime accurate. So I guess it's a pick your poison, but I would say go with the Revoltech as someone who's owned probably about 4 or 5 of their anime figures. And then I'm sure Alpha Red probably wants this Boa from One Piece. Like I said, I don't know One Piece. too many fucking episodes. Once you get into like the hundreds, I'm out. And I think they're at like 1,000 or something like that. So no. If they compress the episodes down, then maybe. But other than that, I'm good. And then I saw that Shane and the fine folks over at Smoking Joe's were talking about this Brutal Realm. This is another render. I almost went in on this Kickstarter, but then I backed out last minute. And I'm kind of glad I did because I don't know what the fuck's going on with this line, but they show figures at like the toy shows, but there's never like any updates. There's like prototypes and test shots and this and that, but it's been over a year, maybe hitting like 2 years since that campaign, and there still hasn't been any figures. So I'm kind of worried about these because I backed the Kickstarter. I waited 4 years for the figures and never got the figures. So I'm just a little worried for the people that did back this. Hopefully they do get their figures in the end. But I'm a little hesitant with what's going on here with these because the rollout has been real slow. And Joseph said Eternal Champion would make great figures, but probably too niche. Alpha Red said I would army build Wu-Tang figures. I think 26 is the last year. My son is looking forward to the Turtle Joe crossover. Batman Beyond is a must. Yeah, see Boa. See, Alpha Red knows. Alpha Red knows about One Piece. I don't. So yeah, I'm just hesitant on these. I do have them pre-order from Big Bad Toy Story because I didn't have to put a deposit down, but I don't know. I don't know. And I think this is their first time making figures too, which is also kind of, but I don't know. I'm hesitant on it. I think we talked about the Mezco Gambit last week, but if not, it looks good. This is a reissue though. But yeah, I'm out of Mezco. So unless the only exception would be if I could find the Mezco Eric Draven from The Crow. If I could find that for a reasonable price, I would maybe buy that, and that would be my only Mezco figure, or that Senior Blanco, maybe. But other than that, I'm out. I sold all my Mezcos. I'm out. Whatever Mezcos I had, I eventually sold them over time, and that was it. So I'm out on that. And then I don't understand why Bandai's doing another fucking Sailor Moon figure when not that long ago they did one and it was the animation colors and it came with all the extra faces and stuff. This one comes with less shit, and I'm pretty sure it's more expensive than the animation color one, which makes no fucking sense why they would charge you more and give you less. So I don't know. If you want a Sailor Moon figure, just buy the animation color version. It's better. It has all the faces that the special edition one that came out before that had. The paint's better on that one. I think they tweaked the articulation on that last Sailor Moon they put out, and they did the scouts too. So if you wanted all the characters, you could get all of them, her and the scouts, and they would all match. But yeah, this is kind of fucking stupid that they would just literally do another fucking Sailor Moon when it's not that. when it's not that long ago. You know, they're doing this is what pisses me off. They're doing this, but like 3 years ago or 4 years ago, they showed a Faye Valentine for the Cowboy Bebop line that was ready, good to go, looked like it was ready to go into production, and they just shelved it. They just shelved her and never said anything else about it. And we have yet to have another company come around that does Cowboy Bebop figures, which sucks because I want everybody from Cowboy Bebop. I want a nice representation of one of my favorite animes of all time. And I can't even get that because Bandai fucking shelved the line after 2 figures because they didn't want to make any other fucking characters, which pisses me off. One Piece is a very looking anime. Still not done with it. Oh, maybe he meant a very long anime. But yeah, I think that was everything. So I think something else I wanted to talk about was, and that's if I could find it, was that Marvel Legends leaked list. Because I have some takes, I have some criticisms about this leaked list. And I'm worried. I'm worried because I watched somebody covered it earlier or did a video on it, I think today, covering it, and I'm just worried about this Magic the Gathering line that they're continuing on, and I don't really like the fact that they are continuing this line because it's just not. Let's see. I think this is it. I think. No, this isn't it. All right. Well, I'm doing some investigating here, so I'm gonna look and see if I can find whatever the list was. Oh, it was displaying model behavior. Well, I was listening to this at work, and I was kind of like, hmm. I'm kind of find the. So it was on the Legends. Interesting. It was on the Legends verse. List. I guess on their website. Where the hell is it? Let's see. I think it's this one. But I know, what was it? The Evil Sue Storm. I can't remember what. Shane knows all the damn Marvel characters better than I do. But trying to find where the hell the leaks are. Because I know. Oh, very long. All right. Well. All right. Give me a second for me to. Okay. All right. All right. I found it. I found it. Thank you, everyone, for being patient. So I know he, when displaying model behavior, was talking about it. He mentioned, I think, Absorbing Man was on the list. And he said that might be a deluxe figure, but I don't necessarily know about that. I think Gambit was on the list because they still have Gambit and Elektra that they have to make from that. I think the Havoc and Polaris 2-pack was on that list. Hulk 2099, which I don't even know that much about. They need to, I don't even know, did they finish off the Reavers for X-Men? Because I don't think they did. Well, they did a Donald Pierce for Hellfire Club, I think. But I don't know if they did one where he was post Hellfire Club. So they could do that. I'm sure they still have stuff for X-Men 97 to do. I think, what else was on there? The Marvel vs. Capcom Sentinel, I think, was also on there, which was interesting. I don't know why they would drop another Sentinel when they just did the X-Men 97 Sentinel. They just dropped those arcade Sentinels, I think, earlier this year in 2 different colorways. Or no, I think 4 different colorways. They just dropped those, and then they also did the made to order Sentinel. So I don't think we're getting that Children of the Atom Sentinel until probably 2027, I would say, because I feel like they're gonna do like a gap in the year. The Marvel Rival stuff, that was on the leaked list, which listen, as much as I want to have faith in those Marvel Rival figures, I don't have a lot of faith in those. Just because of the fact that Hasbro has a horrible track record when it comes to video game figures. They did Overwatch, which that in itself was just bad. That line lasted probably 2 weaves, I think, and half of it was just color variations and repaints, and there wasn't a lot of new characters being added to those. So, there's that. Then they did the Fortnite line, which all of you know I love the Fortnite line. Even before I started playing the game, these figures are what got me playing the game. They're great. I picked up a lot of them at Ollie's. Some of them I even paid full price for when they got released. But even this line died real fucking quick because they weren't putting out the characters that people wanted. So I think they're playing a dangerous game with the Marvel Rival stuff, because I just think that unfortunately they're going to find a way to fuck this up, and they're either going to do the characters, and either they're not going to look accurate to what they look like in the game, or they will look accurate, but they're not going to give them the articulation for you to be able to pose them doing the attacks and stuff like that you see in the game. So I think Luna Snow was on that list. I feel like they're going to really skimp with her. Jeff the Shark, the Land Shark, was on that leaked list. Hulk was on that leaked list, and people were saying that they might put those in a 2-pack. Imagine that. That's also going to leave people with a sour taste in their mouth if you put a tiny shark in with a Hulk figure. That's not going to be good. I think Luna Snow and Spider-Man were on that list. So those, if you did those as a 2-pack, maybe. I think Venom was on that list, but you gotta come out swinging with this line, man. Like, if they're gonna do the Marvel Rival stuff, you have to go with the heavy hitters. You got to go with the popular characters. You have to play by, what's popular with the game. Otherwise, the line's not going to sell well. Because I missed out on the Thanos Psylocke 2-pack, I'm hoping that they will go and do Psylocke when it comes to the Marvel Rival stuff, because her design in the game is dope, and some of the skins that they've done for Psylocke are dope. But I feel like they're going to find a way to fuck up somewhere on this figure. They're going to find a way to fuck up and not put the proper articulation, or something's going to look off. And I'm not feeling it. So, there's that. The Hulk 2099, I don't really know about that. I forgot what was her name. I call it a Gooner figure, because Malice, that's what it was. Malice got leaked for the next wave of those Magic the Gathering line, where they're going to charge you like $15 extra for a fucking trading card that you're not even going to use. So that's kind of fucked. I'm not really a fan of that at all. But honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to hold out hope with this. We'll see when it comes to Toy Fair and Comic-Con and whatever other shows that Hasbro does this year, and we'll see. But honestly, if I were to pick at least one character, which this actually goes back to, so I was on Fumbling Through the Galaxy stream last week, and Snape had a great question that he asked all of us. That was, what is a figure, or what is a character that's never been made in figure form that you would like to see? And Hasbro has made a figure of this character. However, they did an awful job with her. And I think that she deserves some redemption. So I would like a, give me 1 second. I gotta pull up a picture of said character. I would like a figure of this character either in the regular Marvel Legends line or also in the Maximum line, because I think there's a lot of potential with this character in the Maximum line. And this character, I wouldn't mind paying the maximum price for, because this is a fun character. Really enjoyed their comic book run. And even though it was a short-lived comic book run, and they caught a lot of steam in terms of popularity all of a sudden. And that character is, did it load? Okay, well, it didn't load the fucking image. That's awesome. It is, okay, I guess I can't use that image for some odd ass reason. Okay, there we go. That would be Gwenpool. I think that Gwenpool should get another figure at some point. If it happened in 2026, Hasbro, you have my money. I don't think so, because at least if they were to do her in the Maximum series, I think they would piss a lot of people off, because there are more characters, more important characters, I should say, that should get front row in front of her, like Thor, Iron Man, Captain America, Black Panther, definitely another Hulk, because that Maximum Hulk was atrocious. All of the X-Men at some point. You know, there are more important named characters, but I would love to see Gwenpool get a figure made, especially with the fact that they already did Deadpool for Maximum. So you kind of need her to pair with him, and I think it'd be fun. You know, they could throw in, you know, an unmasked head sculpt, a masked head sculpt, or two masked head sculpts, a couple of weapons in there, sets of hands, because the Gwenpool that they did horrendous. And I did own this figure. I did own the first Gwenpool and the only Gwenpool figure that they've done. And it's horrendous. It's awful. They used that body that they always used for all the female figures before they finally upgraded to double joints. It was just a lot of reuse. The head sculpts were just not good. I'm talking because I'm waiting for this to load. But she was in that lizard Build-A-Figure wave, and I think that, yeah, I think they could really make a good Gwenpool figure again. And I think she would sell because surprisingly there is a really big fan base for Gwenpool. And when they brought her to Fortnite, I was really excited because I was like, holy shit, Gwenpool was big enough to get into Fortnite. And not only Fortnite, but she made it in the Battle Pass for the Marvel season, which was really cool. So yeah, I think that Gwenpool could definitely be made as a Marvel character, I think. But yeah, I am really trying to get this to load. I don't know why. This is just taking a long ass time. So I'm just gonna look and try to find I'm just gonna try to find a picture of this Marvel Legends figure because it's just fucking terrible. The only other company that did a Gwenpool was Mafex, and I have that Gwenpool. But again, she's like really fucking lacking. And there we go. All right. So yeah, so this is the fucking Gwenpool that they put out. You know, single joints. She had really gummy legs. So not great. She had a lot of extra hands. She had like heart hands, the phone, but I don't know, man. They could do better. They could totally do better. I think she deserves a better representation in figure form. And just this, and she didn't come with any weapons either. She came with trigger fingers, but she didn't come with any weapons, which kind of sucks because that's what she's known for in the comics. And yeah, she had like this weird, like Miley Cyrus, like licking her lips or licking her teeth or whatever the hell is going on. And it's just not the character that I wanted, man. It's not at all. So sadly. But I would really like a Gwenpool, whether it's Revoltech that does her, I would buy it if Maximum Series eventually we got down the line where Maximum Series did a Gwenpool, I'd be okay with it. But yeah, that's my, I guess, my one pick for Marvel. I honestly thought that somebody would have had a fucking leaked list for all this stuff, but I went to the source and the source did not deliver, so I apologize. I hyped all of you up for disappointment, so sorry. I guess that the Crossbones 2-pack is 31% off currently on Amazon in case you're interested in that. Oh yeah, this is showing up at Walmart too. I totally forgot to check. Yeah. See, Red knows what's up. Red knows what's up for sure. For sure. We need a better Gwenpool because that shit is garbage. And now that they're doing double joints and all this stuff, butterfly joints, yeah. But like I said, if Revoltech surprises us this year and they're just like, hey, by the way, we're doing a Gwenpool, instant pre-order. When they showed that new anime Harley Quinn figure, I bought that. I instantly pre-ordered that. When they did a reissue of the Amazing Yamaguchi Harley, instant purchase when it went up. So, you know, I'm at the point in collecting where I'm just buying fun figures now. Like Classified, I'm not even worried about completing the line. I'm not a completionist with the line. Street Fighter, I am, because, you know, you have to have everybody from Street Fighter. But, you know, lines like Operation Monster Force, I don't know if I'm going to go all in with Operation Monster Force. I may just cherry pick it. Valaverse, I don't buy everything from Valaverse. I cherry pick that. Plunderlings, a line that I fell in love with last year. I'm just cherry picking that line too. What else? With Jada Toys, with the Cyberpunk stuff, that I'm getting everybody for, so that's an exception. Those Jazzwares FNAF figures, these little guys, that I also fell in love with this year. Those I at least have to get the main 5. You know, if they do the other animatronics, maybe. You know, Skeletron, those are just mainly troops, so there's not really main characters. But yeah, I'm just at the point where I'm just collecting fun figures now. Like last year I got the Amazing Yamaguchi, the Revoltech Deadpool. This thing is awesome. This is a maximum Deadpool. I've said that actually, no, I said this before that Deadpool, the maximum Deadpool went up for pre-order. If you want a maximum Deadpool, the Revoltech Deadpool 2.0, the Amazing Yamaguchi 2.0 Deadpool, either the X-Force version or the regular one, this is a maximum Deadpool. All right, he comes with like 2 sets of guns. He comes with multiple knives, the katanas, actually scaled up, properly scaled katanas, I might add. He comes with like a chimichanga or a burrito, I think, and a stick of dynamite. So like some of the shit that he comes with, this guy came with first. And what I also love about this Deadpool is that you can switch out the eyes. Like the eyes are interchangeable. So you could switch out the eyes on these and you'll get different expressions for the different head sculpts that they have. Like one, you can see his mouth is kind of annoyed under the mouth. One of them looks like this, like where it's just straight, just classic Deadpool. You can't see his mouth. And then the other one, I think it's something else. And then if you did the pre-order bonus when this came out, you got this half-faced Deadpool for both the regular and the X-Force one, which was also really cool. So, but yeah, this Deadpool is significantly superior. I will always glaze Revoltech for their ability to put out solid versions of characters. Like the Revoltech Harley, I will glaze Revoltech for how well done they did this Harley. That new Suicide Squad one that's coming out, that one's gonna kick ass. Um, Almost all their anime figures are dope too. I know people complain about, the wide gap or the wide ball joints in some of the pieces, depending on where they are on the figure, but you could easily hide those if you know how to tuck the joints in and you know how to pose it correctly. Then you can hide all that stuff. So, but anyway, back to these. So these are the Street Fighter WWE figures. These are showing up at Walmart. So they're in like a big kind of like end cap display. But these, I like these because I don't know. To me, if I got a set of them, I'd keep them in the box. I wouldn't even open them because I have the Jada ones open. So these are kind of cool just to keep in the box because of the arcade cabinet. But the Ultimate Warrior is Blanca. You got the Croc there as and Bison. I don't know if there was another picture. I thought there was another picture where it was all of them, but I guess not. Oh, I guess that guy did not have picture. Interesting. All right. Well, AC was an inside source. This guy. So yeah, I guess these are showing up. I can't really think of why these are showing up all of a sudden, because I don't think the Royal Rumble is until February. I don't think it's until next month. Because April is WrestleMania. I think March might be Elimination Chamber. But yeah, I can't really see why the fuck these are coming out all of a sudden. But it's cool. I think this first wave is John Cena as Guile, Rey Mysterio as Ryu, The Rock or the Croc. I'll always call him the Croc as Bison, and I think the Ultimate Warrior. So that's the set of 4, and then the second wave is I think Ken, Cammy, E Honda, and somebody else. But anyway, these are showing up. That Spawn is also showing up, which Toy Games just did a video not that long ago reviewing the Spawn. So that's showing up. The Professor Pig is already showing up. These are already showing up at Walmart. I've never seen those. So no idea. Every time I see this fucking alien starfish, I keep getting more and more tempted to buy him just because obviously he's an alien, but I don't know anything about him. But every time I see this guy, it just makes me want to purchase him because I see a giant alien starfish from space. And you already saw that I bought the Robo Skull, so anything space related, I'm game for. So every time I see him, I keep getting more and more tempted. And then Hot Toys is doing this 2002 Spider-Man, which is cool, and the Indiana Jones. The Spider-Man looks cool, but I don't know. Honestly, Hasbro, I'd rather you just do this as a 1/12 scale, and then maybe I would buy it. And then Thundercracker Brawl, and I am not even gonna try to announce that. That's too big of too many words, too many letters going on there. But these are showing up in Vegas, so if you're a Transformers collector, there you go. And then I'm sure everybody's hyped for the fucking for the Valentine Ewok that is coming out for a whopping $24.99. That's gonna hit Ollie's real soon. But yeah, besides that, there really isn't a lot of there's not really a lot going on with figures, which kind of sucks because I was expecting more to talk about, but unfortunately there is not a lot for me to talk about tonight. Except for, well, I could cover the super action stuff. The super action stuff. So let me at least cover this vending machine because they covered it on, well, they talked about it on Smoking Joe's. But so the vending machine is $40. I think $39.99 is how much I paid for it. And it's nice. They give you at least 3 shelves to work with, so you can put whatever kind of accessories you want in there. And there's racks in the back of it, so you can adjust them depending on what size accessories in there. But there's some really nice paint on this, and there's like little extra added detail on here, which is really cool, like scuffs and stuff like that. So it's cool. And if you can find a thin enough LED light to put at the bottom of this, you could actually make it look like it's lighting up, which is cool. So you get that. For me, the highlight of the entire thing, besides that vending machine, is this explosion. Because look how this catches light. It's pretty dope. But if you want kind of a ghetto tutorial, go to Dollar Tree, get you a pack of the cheap tea lights that flicker. Get one of them, crack the top off of it to where it just looks like this, and then you turn it on and put it underneath it, and you bet. And then you have an explosion that you can put in the background. So there you go. So that comes in that pack. So I've used that for a couple of different pictures. Minjo's has seen them, especially with the Maximum Deadpool. I had. Where the hell is that bag? I had a bag of the accessories, the cosmic stuff came in. I know I can't remember where the fuck I put them. Oh, they're right here. So you get all this inside that vending machine. So all this stuff in this bag comes in that vending machine. That is a lot of shit. Like, I just want that to be known. That is half a plastic Ziploc baggie filled with stuff. and you get quite a bit of stuff in here. You get a flamethrower, you get these lightsabers or laser swords, I guess is what you'll have to call them, because they're what's it called, but they also have that see-through effect. So you get 4 different ones of these in 4 different colors. Get a couple of different effect pieces that are all translucent. These like cooldown effects. You get this, which I love this because I like the explosion and the flamethrower effect the most. I like the flamethrower effect, Red, but the only issue I have with it is they made it of such heavy ass plastic that when you try to put the little peg system in there and you try to peg it in there and then you put in a figure's hand and you try to pose them, it's like their hand just kind of, or the flame effect will just start to droop because it's so much weight at the end of the flamethrower effect because of how much plastic's in it. If he used lighter plastic for the flame effect, it would have been perfect. I wouldn't have complained about it. But you also get this, which is also really cool. This old school ray gun, which reminds me of the Nuka Zapper. Shout out to Sir Dork for referencing, making a Fallout reference in his review, saying that it looked like the Nuka Zapper from Fallout. So, which it does, and it's cool. There's also some really nice effect pieces for this. I think the main one I used was oh shit. Yeah, they're like buried down here. They're like these little plastic pieces. They look like the fucking pins that you use for what's it called? I'm trying to grab it without it falling out of the bag. But they look like those little pin pieces that you put in the pegboard for Battleship. I know that's a bit of an odd reference, but they do look like the pegs from Battleship. Just trying to get one of these pegs, but they're sitting at the bottom of the damn. The bottom of this bag. Oh, well, we're not worried about time here, but well, all right, shit's falling out. It's getting, anyway. The point is, I'm gonna have to look for that in a minute. But anyway, the point is you could put that effect on there whenever you peg it in. You could put different effect pieces. Now I gotta find what the hell just fell out of this. What the hell just fell out of this damn? Oh yeah, you also get this honeycomb effect, or it's like an energy shield. It's a bunch of sci-fi stuff, which is cool, which I don't know. Just dump the bag out, Red. I'm not dumping the bag out. I still have to keep all this shit in here to make sure that I end up fulfilling that video that I said I was going to do on all the super action stuff. Super action stuff. And then you also get this little tracker, which is cool. It's painted. So yeah, you get a whole bunch of different stuff. I do love this ray gun though, and all this stuff. Well, not the effect pieces, but like the ray gun and shit you could put inside the vending machine, which is cool. But yeah, that's pretty much it for that. And then I did mention in the RoboSkull unboxing that the eyes glow in the dark, and I forgot to show that on stream, and I said that I would talk about it. So not only do those glow in the dark, but I also found how to put the effect pieces in there. I'm putting mini Funko Pops. I've seen people also do that. I'm going to see if I can show you what it looks like with the firing effect, but I also want to show you the glow in the dark feature because that's pretty cool. So give me a second for me to go grab that off my shelf, and let's hope that I don't fall and back. This is the second time the RoboSkull has made an appearance on stream. Keep reminding myself this is the weight of a small infant. But yeah, so the eyes do glow in the dark. I am going to do this off screen because the last time I did this on screen, I accidentally almost blinded people. So I'm going to turn the camera off while I'm doing this. So trust the process here because I am going to do this off screen, like I said, because I'm not trying to blind people here. So I'm just charging up the eyes here. So just give me a sec. I didn't test the inside either, so I might also do that on stream. But I gotta say, this thing is a hell of a fucking vehicle. It's pretty awesome. And what sucks is that I have nobody at work to talk to about this because I don't really talk to anybody at work, really. Maybe like a couple of people, but also the fact that people are going to be like, you spent how much? And you spent how much on that fucking thing? And I'd be like, yeah, I did. I was the idiot that spent almost $300 on a fucking spaceship that is in the shape of a skull. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Holy shit, there's a lot of interior detail in here. Now that I'm looking at this is pretty fucking cool. Although I do think I need to go in here with an aerosol can and do a bit of dusting because I'm starting to see some dust in here, and that might be just from how they sent it. All right. All right, so I went in and charged it up. I'm going to go turn the lights off, and then I'm going to show you the glow in the dark feature with this. I did not put the stickers on, by the way. So and I am gonna have to turn the monitor off too, because you're not gonna be able to see this. All right, let me move the mic out of the way so you can see this real quick. But you can see the eyes. I don't know if you can see it, but the eyes are glowing. The interior does not glow. Oh, no, the interior doesn't glow in the dark, but the eyes do. So you can see it kind of. But they did charge. I don't know why they're not charging as much as they did whenever I took that picture, because I sent the picture to Menjoza and I sent a picture to Red, where I did charge the eyes. So they glow pretty good though, so I'm not gonna sit here and bullshit you and tell you that they don't. Yeah, I'm gonna charge these real quick. Oh yeah, much better. Much better. All right, now you should be able to see it. Can you see it? That is the glow in the dark in the eyes. So pretty dope, man. Like it's a really good little effect that they got going on here for the eyes. That's pretty badass. Like I could hold this shit all the way over here and you could still see the eyes glow in the dark. So that's pretty awesome. So imagine that staring at you when you go to wake up to use the bathroom. So yeah, we're back though. We're back. But yeah, so the eyes glow in the dark pretty good. And let me turn this off so I can get up and go fucking turn the light back on so you can see me. I don't look like I'm in the fucking Blair Witch Project. Okay. All right. Now to get back to the chat here while I'm palming this thing. Menjoza said the glow in the dark eyes are awesome from what you showed. My coworkers lose their mind how much I spend a month on. Well, that's because you're a menace. They just cry. Oh yeah. They're in there, but yeah, I love the way that it looks just the way that it is. So I don't really need the extra stickers. I also think that they didn't send. I got extra stickers from DFW because they were giving them away. So I also have those too. Those eyes would freak me out if I saw that when I was trying to. Looks good and bright. I mean, I have art pieces I haven't even put on the wall that I think would genuinely freak people out. I know that I wore, was it last week or the week before? I wore one of my Junji Ito shirts to work, and I came back. I was on my way coming back from break, and I put my vest back on, and one of one of the team leads in my department, she saw the manga panel that was on the back of my shirt, and she asked me what it was from, and I told her, and she was like, "That is horrifying." And it was, I got it, I think I got it at like TJ Maxx or something, really cheap. But it has like the manga panel of the mom and dad, and they have like a horrified look on their face, and on the back of the shirt, it's the giant panel of the snail girl, where it's a snail's body, but instead of it being a regular shell, it's the girl's head, and like her mouth is open, and the snail shell is her head, and she's got like a horrified look, and it's the I could pull up a picture of it to show you what the fuck I'm talking about, because I don't think anybody is gonna understand what the fuck I'm talking about. But she is called the Snail Girl. Slug Girl. Sorry, excuse me, Slug Girl. That's what she's called. Actually, you know what? I think this is the exact shirt that I have. I think this is the exact shirt that I got. Is that the exact shirt? Let me see. I'm about to see if this is the exact shirt. Oh my god, it is. Yeah. All right. So let me show you the shirt that I'm talking about. All right. So it's this shirt right here. This is the exact shirt that I have. So it's the face of, I think these are the parents. Well, I'm waiting for the fucking thing to load, but it's so it's the, oh no, I guess they're like kids, but they look horrified, and then on the back of it is this is the panel on the back of it. And she was like, that is horrifying. And this is not the only Junji Ito shirt I have. I think I have a Junji Ito hoodie, and I have a couple of different shirts. Like I have the ballerina. I have Tomi, which is the girl that she has like the faces. She has the faces like coming out of her what's it called? I probably get them right. I mean, they didn't really care. They didn't really care. I thought I had a Uzumaki shirt, but I don't think I do. But yeah, I have a couple of Junji Ito shirts, and it was right next to the door, so I grabbed whatever the first shirt was out the door. It wasn't intentional, but I genuinely thought that was really funny. I thought it was funny, but anyway. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the fucking Robo Skull, right? So yeah, so the eyes glow in the dark. The interior does not glow in the dark. I thought maybe these stickers were glow in the dark, but they're not, like the ones that are on the inside here. But yeah, I still have, what's it called? The fucking Fortnite figure is still sitting in there from when I unboxed this thing and put it together. Now, I did look at the instructions after I got off stream, and I realized that they did indeed include the effect pieces to where you can have the eyes look like they're shooting out, like the missiles, since the eyes are missiles. And it's these effect pieces up here that are for these turrets, or I guess for these cannons on the sides. So you pop this off, you put it back here, and then there's a connection piece that you could put on, and you could put it on here, and it looks like it's firing out of the eyes. So yeah, they did actually include those in here with these. Now on my list is to get a stand for this, because I kind of want this displayed like this. You could actually, with the display stand, you can have it sitting straight like this, or you could have it tilted down like this, like it's flying, or you could have it, I think you could have it even tilted up like it's taking off. But I want it on a display stand because I want it to look like it's flying instead of it just being like perched up on my shelf like a decapitated skull. But yeah, this thing is dope. I highly recommend it. Yeah, the fact that everything's on like real tight ratchets, and the fact that yeah, you can have, oh, these are already out. What the fuck? Are they? No, they're not. I thought they were. Yeah, everything's on like real tight ratchets. Shit doesn't feel like it's gonna fall apart. Yeah, that's probably how I should have had it. But yeah, this thing is, I can't help but gush over this thing. It really is truly a work of art. And the fact that yeah, I did. All right. I know that we joked in the chat when Woody was in here when I unboxed this, and I did actually fly this thing around the house after I got off stream. I did fly this thing around the house. I had to. How could you not? Look at this fucking thing. It's a fucking spaceship. How could you not want to take this around and fly this around the house and make imaginary spaceship noises? But yeah, like the mouth opens, it has the missiles in there. Like this closes up, these cannons can drop down. So if you wanted to do like an artillery run on, I don't know, like a Joe base or something like that, you can bring these down. I'm pretty sure you could actually bring this back. I think you can bring this back more. Maybe not. You know, you could like lower this down and do like an artillery strike with the rail cannons. And then the fact that this piece pops off and you could put one of the seats in there and it's like a little attack shuttle or like a little attack buggy is cool. Yeah, I mean, it's yeah. Red, I think, is buying like half of the Skeletron site whenever he he gets his. He's buying like 15 things. I think Menjoza is still trying to convince the missus to get one. And BX, I believe, already bought her. I am wearing her down, boys. Good job, Menjoza. Keep it up. Keep it up. You need one of these. Tell her you need one. You need one. You need one, man. You just, you need one. It's like, I don't know. It's like what Fumbling said, where every collector needs at least one Hot Toys figure in their collection. They need just at least one. I would say there's always that one thing or that one piece that a collector needs in their collection. Not like a grail, even though I would consider this a grail because the fact that they did one more run of these is incredible, and I'm very excited that they did that. So then people like myself who missed out on it was able to get one. But not only that, but also the fact that, I mean, it's so unique looking that you just cannot help but want to get one of these. And the fact that they took that chintzy, the little chintzy looking one from the original Palatoys line and made it even more badass is just. And on top of that, I found out that the person that did the art, that did all the art for the Skeletron stuff, did the covers for all the Iron Maiden albums. So yeah, that was. I'm just but 6 items for Skeletron, but my girlfriend is gonna freak out. I'll say I'm just I just buying 6 items for Skeletron, but my girlfriend is gonna freak out. I'll just say it was on sale. I luckily I'm not in that situation where I have to convince a spouse or something like that yet. I'm not at that point in my life. I'm not. What is it? What are the younger generation say? Unk status. I mean, I technically am unk status, but not unk status yet. If someone asks Rumbler or Robo Skull, what would be your opinion? Late Christmas. Yeah, that's what I said to myself. That this is my late Christmas. Rumbler or Robo Skull? I say the Robo Skull, man. The Robo Skull all the way over that. I would even say, dare I even say it? I would say Robo Skull over a Vanguard, and I have both. I have the Vanguard and I have this. The Vanguard is dope. It has some really cool things about it, but it's like this is just, because I'm a huge sci-fi, like cyberpunk. I love space, spaceships, robots, stuff like that. Um, I can't help but say Robo Skull. I can't help it, you know. Um, like I showed this last week on stream, and I've had this in my collection for a couple years now. It's a very, I guess it's considered a rare figure, kind of hard to get. But this, was it called Bounty Hunter Crevo? Is what he was called. This Western Wild West gunslinging robot. That's a McFarlane gun, by the way. But this guy, I got him. I paid quite a bit. I think if I said how much I paid for him, I think Woody would probably have a bronchitis attack at work listening to this. Which also, I'm sure any minute now, Minjos is going to say good morning to Woody since he's going to listen to this in the morning. But yeah, I had to get this. I was gonna buy a Ramen Toys van, but I'm getting the Robo Skull. I also have a Ramen Toys van, but it's just this. It's something like if I was a kid, I would just be in love with this thing. It's just, it's too cool. The fact that it plays for both scaled collectors, 1/18th scale and 1/12th scale, is just badass. The fact that the controls, the little controls in here, those are on ball joints, and those can be adjusted. You could plug the rifle and the backpack in here if you have the pilot. Um, all the detail in here, I mean, it's just incredible. This thing is just, it's beautiful. Um, and yeah, once you see it in person, you just can't help but want to get one. And like I said, the whatever they have in stock right now, that's it. So if you're considering getting one of these and you could pull the trigger on it, I'd say pull the trigger on it now, because I don't know how many more of these are still up on the site, but this is it. Like, this is the last run of these Robo Skulls, and that's it. They're not making any more after that. So whatever they have is what they have, and if you get one, you get one. If you don't get one, that's it. So, but yeah, this thing is beautiful. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm gonna put it right here because I'm not about to put this on the floor. This is not. You know what? I'll go put it back on the shelf. I'm getting it on payday. That's how I felt. That's honestly, you're gonna hear me talk while I'm doing this, but that's how I felt. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get this, and it's gonna sound like I'm going through a tunnel, but honestly, that's how I felt. I felt exactly like that. Where, oh shit, I'm gonna have to fold the wings in. Just realized that until I get the display stand. But yeah, this thing is fucking awesome. I also want to say that for the Gatling guns for the eyes for these, if you have the blast effect, if you have the blast effects from any of the troopers, they plug in here, and you could actually have the blast effects going. So it looks like the miniguns for the eyes are plug-in. Way to get my FOMO. That's what I'm saying. You know, some of these things, it's like you have to. Some of these things you have to pull the trigger on. You know. Oh, speaking of pulling the trigger on, forgot to talk about this because I haven't seen this go up on 5K or Bombus B or Gundam, because I did check earlier. But I did see this. No, not these blockies. This. So this went up for pre-order. The Otherwear Luna, she went up for pre-order earlier today, and I was actually eyeing this figure because, well, she's like technically she counts as a bunny girl because she's got the thing. So she doubles as a bunny girl, but also she's a skater girl too, which is cool. She's got like the, which are supposed to be like Jordans. Those are Nikes. But she has a skateboard too, and I'm also very easily tempted by anything that comes with a skateboard. I have the skateboard and I have the longboard from the Palm Euro skateboarder figure. Um, so I am tempted. The question is if these do go up on 5K or Gundamit or Bomb Speed, do I get one or do I get two? Because she technically falls under the Bunny Girls rule. All right. And I'm collecting Bunny Girls. So she technically falls under that. But yeah, and I also like the fact that she has this little face mask on here. Like I follow a couple of people that do like the uh cyberware fashion, and they wear these face masks like this. And I also wear face masks at work, which I told Alpha Red he should have done, and instead he thought he knew better and he caught the flu. He thought he could escape the unsanitariness. But yeah, I'm tempted to get her 76.49. I don't like that you have to pay a non-refundable deposit on here. And this is without the tariff. Oh no, this is with the tariff. What the fuck? Well, then it's not too bad then. That's not too bad, but I would also like the option to buy the figure with like in full. Like they just pay it off and then just wait. But I do like that they give you two options of shoes. So like here the soles are up, or like the soles are touching there, and then the rest are kind of at an angle, like how shoes actually look when you go to sit down. But they're pretty fucking cool, man. I really like this figure. I really do. I really like this figure. I'm wearing a mask now. This guy, she's wearing a COVID mask. Yeah. Luna the Sky. Yeah. I saw her earlier. Yeah, I'm gonna wait. I think that she's probably gonna pop up on 5K or the usual sites that we use. But yeah, since Big Bad Toy Store got her first, and then she also has oh. Oh, they usually do 1/6 scale figures. Interesting. Whoa. All right. I'm scared to scroll down even more. Holy shit. There's a busty ass statue. Good lord. So yeah, this is the 1/12 scale accessory boosting set. I don't know what the fuck that means. I don't know what we're boosting. We're boosting something. So you get this coat, which looks really nice. You get bare feet because, of course, you get bare feet. I love this coat though. This coat is really nice. She's got like the pimp, kind of the pimp coat. I don't know what this extra. Oh, no way. They give you is that what that torso is? The torso has the little uh oh shit, no fucking way. This thing actually comes with the bunny tail. Oh shit, that's pretty badass. Sweet. Because I don't think the other one came with that. At least I don't think so. There's not really any 360 pictures to where you can see whether or not she has the bunny tail or not, which I don't think so. So that's kind of cool. Oh no, here we go. Oh, we get the add-on accessories too. Yeah. Yeah, you would. You'd be like, what the fuck? You'd be like, get that shit off the screen. But yeah. Like I said, at this point I'm only really getting the bunny girls, so you know, I'm only getting the bunny girls. I haven't even shipped the snail shell Panzer bunny yet because I'm waiting on the Sushing toys or Sushing Studio. The Gonzo sent me a picture of this. He actually bought this third party mask figure, and the dog that comes with it is in the process of taking a piss, which is really funny. Is such an odd ass accessory. Oh wow, that's crazy. This that Gong 112 scale Batman. This was in stock earlier and it already sold out. That's crazy. So yeah, they got the succubus there. There's the Panzer bunny that I ordered. I guess the Kraken Studio. I actually didn't. I heard not too great things about this Kraken Studios Punisher, which kind of glad that I didn't get. Looking to see. Oh, the loungewear Eileen. Is a jacket for the jacket for her. Look at her. She's like, keep me warm. She's looking out for her. Keep me warm. There's this Fury Toys figures. Oh shit! No, they have her. They have her on here. Well, now they have her on here. So maybe I'll know. It's just kind of stupid that it's like the regular version is unpainted and then the deluxe version is the figure but with paint. Like it's fucking stupid. Oh damn it, I thought this was a figure. There you go. There you go, Alpha Red. There's your heartthrob. Your heartthrob girl. There. I'm tempted to get this. The Sawtooth Toys. The Sawtooth Toys Winter Soldier. This thing actually looks really fucking cool. I missed the pre-order on the Sawtooth Toys Blade, so I have to wait for that to get restocked. But I do definitely want that Winter Soldier. Gong Batman and Kraken Punisher have bad ankle. Aw, fuck, that sucks. All right, well, I'm waiting for this fucking thing to load. And then I noticed this went back up for pre-order too. Well, I'll talk about it while I'm waiting for this to load. But it's the C7, CY7 toys, the third party Ghost from Modern Warfare 2. I pre-ordered this like months. Actually, I pre-ordered it sometime last year, and I remember I ordered it, or I put down the deposit for it, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And I kept checking, and it disappeared off 5K, and I was like, "Well, are they making it, or like what the fuck's going on? Or am I just gonna get my deposit back?" And now it's back up, and they did the upgraded version, and I was like, oh, so now they're doing an upgraded version, and they're not gonna fucking, what's it called, now I have to pay more. But it also says all pre-orders will automatically be upgraded to the new December 25th version at no extra cost. So I already put my deposit, probably need to move this back. I already put my deposit down, so I don't need to order this again. But yeah, uh, the entire kit breaks down on this, which is crazy, and it has this like loop that you could put on there. But yeah, this figure actually looks really good. And I believe you can also make this into, oh, maybe it wasn't that Punisher. I don't know who the fuck this is supposed to be, because that's not at all what Ghost looks like. So I don't know who the fuck that's supposed to be. But yeah, so you get the kind of Modern Warfare 2 look, and then you get the MW2 look for Ghost. So yeah, this actually looks pretty badass. I can't wait to get this. And his loadout is insane. So a lot of options there, and then you could have the bare forearms if you want to. So, but yeah, this is what the initial offering was this, just this stuff right here, and then they added some extra shit in here. So now this feels more better. And I'm excited to get that CY7 toys. But I'm also looking at this one too, the Sawtooth toys Winter Soldier, which he doesn't look like his accessories are a little light, but I'm gonna trust the process, because I didn't get the Marvel Legends version of this Winter Soldier, so this is me playing catch up on it. And they also have a version of him with like actual hair, which is kind of weird, but yeah, this looks pretty cool. Bit pricey though, bit pricey. Oh, that's cool. they're doing an upgrade kit for the Mezco and the SHF Deadpool. So you get the Gold Desert Eagles, the rib, and the fucking adamantium Wolverine. So the spine with his head, the fucking nunchucks, his adamantium bones tied to that. He comes with all this. Holy fucking shit, that's a lot. He comes with a whole bunch of different hands. So you can see what it's supposed to look like. him slapping his ass. So that's pretty crazy out there doing a whole bunch of extra add-on pieces. That's not too bad. They're doing those two, the Hazuki, but I also don't see. I'm still not seeing that figure. Oh, I was waiting for these to go on pre-order. How much are these? $53. That's not too bad. For the horses? Oh shit. I might be tempted. Menjoza, are you thinking what I'm thinking? For the Donner Party? Actually, I don't know if Menjoza's still here, but Menjoza, Donner Party, horse for the Donner Party. These look pretty good. These horses look really, really good. I am genuinely tempted. And it says Q1 of 2026. I'm gonna have to at least get one of these. Yeah, I'm telling you, Menjoza, 5K right now. They got brown. They got one where the hair is flowing. They got a white horse, and they got a they had a black horse, and they also have two different versions. So they have one where this one is where the hair is flowing on it, and then they have one where it's just they have one where it's just standing. Yeah, and they have one that's just the regular stoic pose. So it'd be up to you if you wanted one of the horses that looks like this or one where the hair is flowing. That's a hard choice. I kind of wish they just gave you, I don't know, like extra parts to make it to where the hair is flowing. That new Noda man looks too good. While this reminds me, oh, the Noda, this fucking guy, this guy here with the schlong nose. Well, these are Noda horses. Yeah, that's not too bad. Fuck, $53. That's not bad. That's cheaper than Mythic Legions and more articulation. I blame myself. Shouldn't have been looking on 5K. Now I need to get a horse for the Donner Party. Oh, now I'm out of horse. Now I'm out a horse. Oh, it looked like this company called Fish Toys also did some horses as well, but these all show out of stock. But the hair is actually real. These ones have real hair, which I don't really know how I feel about these with real hair. They kind of remind me of those My Little Pony dolls from the 80s where they're just like they just have the hair. So I don't know. I think if they had just done it where it was just sculpted, I would have been tempted. But these were 83, so these were even more expensive than the Noda horses. So no, they have a new figure on a more. Oh, I have seen that one. Now you're gonna have to buy 2 horses. It is. They're so much fun. What's going on, Stu? Welcome back. I'm not buying 2 horses. I'm gonna just get 1 horse and figure out what if I want it in just just a regular. Oh, the fuck am I kidding? I am out 2 horses. Thanks for rubbing it in there. I was over here scrolling, looking at stuff, and came across that damn horse. I was looking, and then I found these damn horses. Wait, what is the? Oh, that's cool. So they give you. That's really cool. They give you the saddle and they give you the reins for the horse if you pre-order it. Oh shit! All right, well, Josie, if you pre-order one, if you're getting one, I'd recommend pre-ordering it now if you want the saddle and the reins for it, because otherwise, I don't think you're gonna get it with these. Man, that's a hard choice because I like the fact that the hair is flowing because you can get it you can get it in a you can get in a pose like that, or while this person's in the process of riding it like this, man. But I also like the fact that you just have it just straight faced like this for when you want to take a picture like this. Damn you. What color? I'm going to go with the black horse. And it also reminds me of the horse that I had in Red Dead Online. I had a horse like this called Bullet. My horse looked exactly like this, except I braided his mane was braided. Kind of like a warrior's braid on the mane up here, but the tail wasn't braided, but up here it was braided. And he had I put the bounty hunter's saddle on him, so it was black with red outlines, metallic red outlines, and it had skulls on it for the bounty hunter. And yeah, I used to when I would go on Red Dead Online, I would go around with my horse Bullet and I would go hunting, and I'd spend like a good hour just hunting buck and deer and doe and whatever the high paying animals were. I'd take the pelts and I'd sell those. I'd max out how many I could carry and I'd sell those, and then I'd go to the trapper and I would sell the fat, and all that stuff to him, and I'd make a good amount of money. And then I'd go to the general store and I would buy the ammo that I wasted hunting, and then I would get all my weapons cleaned. And then there'd be the occasional asshole that would be on there, and they'd knock me off my horse, they'd hog tie me, and they'd take my pelt. But then there was the occasional dickhead that would shoot my horse, which is an unspoken rule in Red Dead, is you're not supposed to kill another player's horse. You could hog tie them, you could steal their pelt, but you never kill another player's horse. So, but there would always be those occasional players that did that. Let's see. Ninjas, dang, my wallet is whimpering in the corner, Blair Witch style already. I'm thinking brown. Gotta go with white. Ninjas said the white to show off some war paint better, maybe for me, but brown is good as well. And Afa looked on 5K Toys and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat with him was Donner Party, and Health followed him. TCC, what's going on? Fish Toys and Harbinger Savage Crucible to make 112 scale Death Dealer's horse soonish. Oh, okay. So they're doing the Death Dealer horse. Interesting. Alpha Red said, when I was young, I used to help my dad break horses. Definitely not anymore. I already figured out how to ride properly. So when I was younger, and I think this is when I was in elementary school, we raised enough money to go to a camp down here called Sky Ranch. And I think we went for like a week. Me and I think all the other classes in my grade went. And they had a whole bunch of different stuff. They had archery, horseback riding, and they had some other like outdoor activities. And every time you would succeed in it, you would get like a bead to put on your bracelet. And whoever had the most beads, at the end of the trip. I think mine, I can't remember if mine broke. I know there was a kid that his broke and all the fucking beads fell in the dirt and shit. And he was sitting there trying to pick all the beads out of the dirt, and I think he lost one. But I remember I did archery and I got a glow in the dark bead, and it was pretty awesome. But I did do horseback riding there, and then after that I did horseback riding another time, and it was pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie. It was pretty fun. I didn't struggle at all. The horse was real calm and was great. It was a really enjoyable experience. If anyone has never gone horseback riding and you live somewhere in the South, I recommend it. It's a good experience. It's a nice experience to do like one time in your life if you want to try a little challenge. It's a good challenge. And then TC1511 says Fish Toys is a pretty big company compared to Mythic Legions. And Noda White would be good for the Marvel Pale Rider figure, maybe. Oh, the Shadow Rider. That could work. I had to work with horses as a kid at a stable for horses that would tour the nearby fault line. That's cool. That seems like a fun experience. Sometimes I'll get those videos when I start doom scrolling, and it'll be people that own like stables. Like they'll have a large piece of land, and they'll have like a farm and a stable for all the horses, and seeing how they take care of them. But you also I also noticed that people that have farms, they have a lot of issues with like coyotes and wolves and stuff like that. So if you don't have dogs out there to protect your animals, you have to you have to, you know, bring some firepower out there and like some really bright ass lights and shit like that to scare the coyotes away. But yeah, it's a lot. And then if God forbid one of your horses gets injured, that's a lot of money. Like not only was the horse expensive, but then especially the breed, depending on what the breed of the horse is, you're also risking being out on that in case the horse passes, or when you go call a vet or something like that and they go and look at the horse, that also costs money. The recovery and how much all that costs. So it's a lot to take care of horses. So I give a lot of props to like the stable, like people that have horse stables and farms and all that that take care of horses. Props to you, because that's a lot. That is a lot of stress to take care of. So I will happily just keep my $53 horse. I am definitely getting this horse right here because this is just a perfect depiction of Bullet for me. And I think this would look really well with the Donner Party. Like I have them on the side right here, and like I'm looking at the horses, and I think that fits him perfect. Although the brown horse would also work too, if you wanted to put him on a brown horse. But honestly, I'd be tempted to get like all three of the horses because with horses, you know, not only the color, but the type of breed of horse is really one of those things that you could use for a lot of figure lines. So I honestly can't fault myself if I end up buying three of these fucking horses in all three of the colors. Maybe a white horse for my Phantom figure. The white McFarlane one isn't cut. Yeah, I had the Roach from The Witcher, but yeah, a lot of work and expense. Yeah, I'm good with the Nodo horse, but yeah, this is dope. I really like these horses. So yeah, check those out if you're interested in those, and then yeah, and then we'll meet up. We'll all have a nice we'll all have a nice time riding our horses together with all of our figures. We'll have a horse riding party. And Joseph will bring his horse. I will bring my horse. Alpha will bring his horse. If Stu gets a horse, Stu, you're welcome to be invited, and we'll pick our figure of choice, put it on the horse, and we'll have a horse riding party. We should have a horse photo challenge. I could see that. I could see that. I think that would be fun. Fun little competition. When did these come out? I think it's the first quarter of 2026. So that's between now and March. So it's possible. Everyone get your horses, because maybe we'll have to take up Alpha Red's advice here and do a little challenge. I think that'd be fun. And I would have to bother Tony to be the judge, because I don't want to take up that responsibility, because somebody will come down the line and say that the competition's rigged because I chose somebody's picture. So I will pick a professional photographer to decide the winner on that. And Alpharetta, I'm sorry. And Stu said, I got doom scrolled into watching Nate the Hoof Guy. He goes into farms and takes care of trimming the hooves of cattle. I have spent hours watching that stuff. YouTube be crazy like that. I fell down a doom scroll earlier today of people finding abandoned dogs on the side of the road. And it made me really happy that they were found. But it also made me sad and very annoyed that people feel like they can take on the responsibility of animals, and then when it gets too tough, that they just decide to just dump their animals, which really pisses me off, because it's already bad enough that shelters are filled with animals that have been dumped, but the fact that people just dump animals on the side of the road like they're nothing just really just sends me into another place. Alfred said you should have a judge panel of 3 like boxing. No, I'm gonna trust, what's it called? I am gonna trust Tony in his judgment, going around in circles. I want to burrow. Stu, if that company that's making those horses, if they make donkeys, I will let you know. You will be the first that I let know. My dad was good at shoeing horses. Why am I not surprised that Alpha Red has this lore behind him? He has all this extra lore that we're slowly learning about Alpha Red. It's just really funny. So we're at the 2.5 hour mark. I guess I could talk about the Maximum Deadpool really quick. And then I will hop off for the night, because it's been a solid work week. It has. But I am going to after I'm done talking about this Maximum Deadpool, I'm gonna get off. I'm going to work on some projects, because I'm working on another stream intro that I could switch out with the one that I have. Oh boy. I'll get to that comment in a minute. I'm working on a new stream intro so then I can switch those out between the two. And then I also have another something that I'm working on. So this Maximum Deadpool, I mean, what can I say that hasn't already been said? Um, there's things that I like about this figure, and there's things that I do not like about this figure. Um, I guess if I wanted to talk about the things that I like, I do like the generous amount of hands that they give you, which is nice because Deadpool's a very expressive character, so that's cool. Um, I like some of the choices of accessories, like the stick of dynamite is fun. The chimichanga or the burrito that he has is fun because you can use that with other characters. Um, this unmasked, half unmasked head, once you do some work to it, is fun. Um, uh, the articulation is fine. You have to heat some things up because it's kind of gummy. Uh, and some of the paint on this figure is nice, except for this one area on the leg that has some paint smear. But other than that, not really any complaint or any other positives. Now we get into the complaints. Hasbro, why are we still using these swords? Why are we using these short ass swords? It worked for the 90s Deadpool and that's it. Why are we still using these swords? Get those the fuck out of here. I want a Deadpool with katanas, not these little short ass swords. Um, Dupe, was that necessary to throw in there instead of giving us a couple extra alternative heads or some other stuff that would have worked for this figure? They could have reused the little taco from the Juggernaut Builder figure wave. They could have given this that fully unmasked head from the Juggernaut Builder figure wave Deadpool. The the weapons are okay. They don't feel too gummy. The AK that he comes with is okay. The magazine doesn't come out, but it's okay for what it is. The M60 though, I don't even know where the fuck that is. Well, wherever it is, that was warped when I took it out of the package. It was bent. The barrel was bent. The sci-fi gun that he came with is cool. I actually like that. Fun little thing. Um, what else? These kind of sad ass blast effect. Oh, I dropped one. These sad ass blast effects that he came with. You know, there's those. The Oh, I just dropped one of the hands. The What else? The handguns that he comes with, those are okay, but they feel kind of gummy. The fact that some of the parts on this figure feel gummy, and we shouldn't be having gumminess in the figures. It's well, at the time he was released, it was 2025. We're now, I don't even know where the fuck that extra hand went. Well, I don't know where the extra hand went. Somewhere down there. Um, yeah, it's now 2026, why are we still having gummy ass joints on our figures, especially when they're $60 figures? Not sure why that is, why we're not doing that. I also don't understand why they used the same scabbard they've been using. Could have literally just used the scabbard from the Juggernaut Build-A-Figure, since this figure is based off that. And I guess my one other complaint is this unmasked head sculpt. Why would you... You know what? I actually have the unmasked head. Yeah, I have the unmasked head from the other Deadpool. Let me show you what it looked like, and then let me show you what it looked like when I painted it. Give me 1 second. All right, I'm back. Okay, so this is what the head sculpt looked like before I painted it. Okay, let me get nice and close in there. Can you even see like the skin texture or anything like that that Deadpool's known for? His fucked up skin, his like cancerous skin. No, you can't, because all you're seeing is just these big ass teeth, these fucking veneer teeth, because they just digitally printed the shit on there instead of painting it. But when I went to go paint it, I noticed all this extra detail that was on here. So I said, you know what? I have Vallejo paint. I have a matte finish. Let me go in here and hit all those little areas with paint. So after I went in there with some red and did about 3 coats of finish, matte finish, look at that. Look how much better that actually looks. That actually looks like Deadpool skin, where it's all fucked up looking, and you can see all the, what's it called? So it's crazy. So yeah, like now when I use this alternative head, it actually looks like Deadpool, and you know, it doesn't look like he has the texture of an English muffin after you put it in the toaster, because that's what this reminds me of. This looks like an English muffin that just came out of the toaster. So yeah, yeah, shame Hasbro, shame. So yeah, is it a bad figure? No. Do I think that it's worth the $60? Fuck no, it's not. Um, I think that anyone that wants, what's it called? Um, Anybody that wants this figure, just wait on clearance, but you are gonna have to do some work to get it to actually be a worthy enough contender for the word maximum. Um, Stu, have a good night. Thank you for stopping by. We'll see you next week. Kaiju Kitty said, "You know what they call English muffins in England? Nothing, because they don't have them. They don't have them there." It's a very good joke. Hasbro, shame, shame, shame. Alfred said, "I want 2 mules for my nun snail shell figures." Okay. Bringing up the nun. Was I even close? Was it even close to worth the $60 price tag? Fuck no, it's not. I would get Deadpool on clearance at least 20%. I would say so. It's true though. They have crumpets, but a crumpet is a different thing from what we call English muffins. But they are both delicious. They are both delicious, and I do enjoy an English muffin with butter and jam on the top of it. I stuck around to see the all heads, and life is better. Thank you. Thank you, Steve. I'm glad that your repaint's way better. I know. It's amazing. It's amazing that I could do Hasbro's job for them when they can't. Honestly, amazing. So, with that being said, I would say wait for a discount on him if you're thinking about it. But do I think he's a maximum series worthy figure? No. But do I think that he's a worthy pocket figure? I think he is. I think he's a good pocket figure for, a figure that if you're going out for a walk or you're out somewhere where you feel like you want to take some pictures, this is a worthy figure for that to, put all the accessories in a baggie and put them in a baggie, throw them in your backpack or, and just go out and take pictures with. I absolutely think that's the case. But yeah, maximum series, I don't think so. I don't think so. But anyway, that's going to do it for me, though. The 7 people that are on here, I don't know if anyone else is currently streaming tonight, but if they are, I would recommend supporting them because there are always people streaming at every time of the day. I know we didn't go longer than we usually do, but I didn't have much to talk about on this one. But yes, thank you to everyone again who stopped by last week for the New Year's Eve stream. That was fun. I guess I got dinged for a copyright for the Hulk Hogan clips. Oh well. Oh well, whatever. I'm not taking down the stream for that because it was a really fun stream. And I also don't want anybody who was on to feel like they hijacked the stream or anything like that. I am just one of those people that when there's a group of people conversing, I'm one of those people that just would rather wait for people to finish the conversation for me to jump in instead of trying to cut people off mid-sentence while they're talking, because that's just, that's not cool. So yeah. And also thank you to everyone who stopped by and watched me unbox the Robo Skull. That was also a really fun stream. So that's it for me. I will be I I don't know if I'll be on this Friday on Fumbling Through the Galaxies, Tales from the Outer Rim. If I get a link invite, then I will be there. If not, then I wish them a great stream this week. And in terms of stuff from me, I did shoot a review for that vending machine, but now that I think about it, I honestly might just see what I could use from that and just do an overall video talking about super action stuff, because that'll give me an opportunity to talk about the arcade machines and the vending machine and all their accessory packs that I've gotten, because I think there's a lot of people that are either getting into figure photography or are in figure photography, but they don't know where to get props and stuff like that, because sometimes this stuff does get expensive. I should know because I bought that fucking couch that I used for the Christmas stream. I bought that couch from Michaels, and that was probably the most expensive thing I bought out of the whole thing of little 1/12 scale props that I bought. But yeah, I think I'm gonna do a whole video just covering super action stuff. So then anyone that is curious about the quality and all that stuff, you can see. And I think next week, because things have slowed down and there's not a lot really coming out, I think I'm going to actually pull the trigger on this before I go. Let me plug this in real quick before I go. I think I'm gonna get this bloody crate right here. I think I'm gonna get this next week, because I missed out on the casket, and that seems to be really expensive to get now. And I want this baseball bat with the spikes in it, and these weapons here, and the blood effects are cool as well, and that little extra brain, and those boxing gloves are fun because where the hell is it? Where is it? I can't even find the All right, well, this is it right here. The super action stuff, gaming one. So yeah, I'm gonna be, whenever I do my super action stuff video, which I could probably start on it after I get off stream, but yeah, I'm going to be taking a look at both of these packs, the vending machine and the food packs. Actually, no, I think I looked at the food packs already, so probably just those three. But yeah, the arcade machines are absolutely worth it. These are awesome. Oh, there's that curse crate too, with the different radioactive effects. Yeah, I'm gonna be taking a look at those in a video. So there's that. I don't know why the screen's so damn big. Let's see. Good morning, Woody. How much is that? Which one? The crate, I believe, is 30 bucks. The vending machine was 40. One of the arcade packs is 35, and one of them's 40. The blood effects. I love the gaming. The gaming one is fun. There's a lot of cool, fun accessories in there. But I also think it's worth it for the arcade machines because these light up, and they're also more affordable than if you were to go on Etsy and try to get one that, oh, there went the fucking, that's, I think, one of the issues that I have with at least one of these is that the piece doesn't stay properly. So let me at least show you. Just pretend that the sticks are on there. But yeah, so the arcade machines, they light up. These little pieces do slide off though, so you'll probably have to put some type of like clear nail polish or something like that on those little rail pieces, so then there's more friction. But other than that, and then they give you the little screens that you can put on there to make those. So yeah, and then you open the back to switch them on and off, and you can see back here that in this picture you can see what they look like all lit up. Oh, that's cool. The little joysticks didn't go flying. Only one of them did. Nice. That's good. And I can put that back on there and at least show you what that looks like, so you can see. Yeah, they light up really good. These don't come with batteries, I don't think. I don't think these come with batteries. But I think they take 2 AA batteries, which are probably one of the most common batteries that you could find. You could literally go to the dollar store and buy a pack of AA batteries. But yeah, they take 2 AA batteries, and yeah, they look really good. And even with some extra lighting, they look really good. So honestly, I'd be tempted to buy probably another set of the arcade machines. They might be the same arcade machines, but just to have like a row of them is cool. Like the throwing up effect. Everyone's telling I love that everyone's telling Woody good morning. I can. Yes, Fortnite also had those arcade machines, and I believe the gentleman's name is Kyle Robinson on Instagram. He sells the decals that you can put on those Fortnite arcade machines to make them into actual licensed arcade machines. So, but I had to get those little arcade machines because I love going to the arcade. We have a arcade, like an adult arcade down here called the Side Arcade, and I go there occasionally. I go there like a couple times a year, and it's really fun. There's like a nice mix of different arcade games, but yeah, I love those. I even as a kid, there's a family owned arcade that I would go to as a kid that's still around. But yeah, there's that, and yeah, so this is where we part ways, people. At least until next week, or unless I go live Friday with Snape. So with that being said, though, if you aren't subscribed to Fumbling Through the Galaxy, please subscribe to Fumbling Through the Galaxy. Snape, GB, Miss Virgo, and sometimes Frank all go live on Fridays, every Friday evening, and they do a show for an hour. I have been on there a couple of times. Woody has been on there a couple of times. Shane has been on there a couple of times. I believe Tony has as well. Really fun. Never a dull moment. And then every Saturday, check out Smoking Joe's. If you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Go check out Smoking Joe's. Yeah, anyone that is in the current chat right now, if you're not subscribed to anyone here, please check them out. But with that being said, I'm going to go through. Holy shit, there were a lot of people here tonight. Of course, I have to shout out our warden, Miss Virgo. Jay Gonzo was here. Kaz was here. Stu was here. Alfred was here. Mr. Morales was here. Menjoza was here. Shane was here. Frank was here. I am looking to see. Checking. GB was here. Kaiju Kitty was here, which I'm going to pull up his thing, but I'm also looking to see if I missed anybody. Kaiju Kitty was here, and a new face was here tonight, which I love seeing new people in the chat. T.C.51511. So welcome. Thank you for choosing to watch my stream tonight and support the stream. And so with that being said, hopefully all of you have a great rest of your week. Hopefully all of you are having a great new year. Hopefully we have more to talk about next week because it's been fucking dry. I will get cracking on that Super Action Stuff video. I'll probably do a video talking about the Maximum Deadpool, and then after that, I might do some reviews on some figures, and there might be some overviews that I'm planning on talking about. And I definitely do want to review the Robo Skull at some point. I just need to clear room because, at least on this table, because that is a giant vehicle and there's a lot to talk about with that. But anyway, that's it for me. Good night, everybody. Good morning. Yeah, technically good morning. Good morning, Woody. You jerk. And I'll see all of you next week.